Ji, with remarkable and extraordinary conviction, demonstrated New India's Naya Bharat's Brahmos ki Bhasha. This was in sharp contrast to earlier Congress government, which followed a placatory policy of Aman ki Asha after the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks. There is a fundamental difference in which the Congress government and Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji are combating terrorism. The Congress government never even retaliated after 26/11. It was only Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji in 2019 who removed the most favored nation status of Pakistan, and the Congress didn't do that in 2008. Now we see how the Prime Minister has decisively combated terrorism, and the Prime Minister Modi ji has always had a very commanding forward policy in dealing with terrorism, be it how we responded, the surgical strikes in 2016 or Balakot airstrikes in 2019, and now Operation Sindoor, one of India's, greatest military victories. The Prime Minister's speech yesterday touched a chord with every Indian, and especially in the way in which he saluted our brave men and women in uniform. Honorable Modi's speech was probably one of the most powerful speeches by any Indian Prime Minister, which resonated with, each and every 140 crore Indians, and also at the same time reverberated throughout the entire world. And I reiterate this because Operation Sindoor was successful in destroying, the global hubs and global epicenters of terrorism in, Pakistan, which had harmed and, had caused grave losses to countries throughout the world. So the entire world is applauding Operation Sindoor for rooting out, these extremist and terrorist hubs. We thank our armed forces for the exceptional bravery they have shown, during Operation Sindoor. And while Prime Minister very, correctly acknowledged that yesterday, importantly, he set new yardsticks in his speech on how to combat terrorism, not just for India, but for the entire world going forward. When the Prime Minister said, this is not an era of war, but this is also not an era of terrorism, it was very, very, very pertinent. And also, the Prime Minister very clearly said India will not tolerate any nuclear blackmail, and India will not, very importantly, differentiate between the government sponsors of terror and the masterminds of terrorism. This was a very clear message to Pakistan, and also it will be a guiding principle for the entire world, combating terrorism. One important thing which came out during the press conference of the DGMO of Air Force when he was speaking, military operations, was that they acknowledged that there was the success of the air defense systems of Bharat was because of the unwavering budgetary support of the government in the last 10 decades, because of which they could develop and deploy advanced systems. This is a standing testimony to how Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji in the past decade has given foremost paramount importance to national security, and how he respected our, esteemed defense personnel. We once again thank our brave defense personnel and Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji for his leadership and ensuring that Operation Sindoor decisively avenged